Good morning, world.
Good morning.
So, it's that time. Tom's dropped another one. So, we've got to react to it.
Been waiting for this one. Guys, stay tuned. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian. We're going to get right into Tom. The new song is Sheeple. And before we do that, please look in the description. Go to this link. We didn't do a review of it, but we both watched Candace's show on BLM, The Greatest Lie Ever Sold. You have to be members of the Daily Wire to watch it. You can get a discount from that code to join the Daily Wire. You can watch that. You can watch Matt Walsh's What is a Woman. Both really good shows.
Yep.
And so you can do that and then get your Jeremy's Razors kit while you're at it.
Yes. And we don't want to waste any more time, but we'll probably talk about it a little bit more at the end of our reaction here.
Yep.
See, I said reaction, not review.
Yeah, you got it right this time.
So I'm looking forward to this. I'm right off the bat there, Sheeple.
Sheeple.
There's going to be some people who are following aimlessly.
Yep, we heard a lot about
This
sheep.
is gonna irritate some people, I think.
Humans been controlled since the day that they were civilized. The truth has been so heavily politicized. If you don't know who's controlling you and killing all the little guys, find out who you're not allowed to criticize. Black folks who were never ever actual slaves, fighting with white folks who ain't actual Nazis. Controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties.
Okay, I know people are pissed off. You guys stop too much. We're gonna stop. And here's the thing about Tom's music.
You have to.
You have to.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
And I compare it to like going through a fast food restaurant like late at night at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. You go through Jack in the Box. That can be reacted to.
Yeah.
But food, good food, you have to sit down and absorb and eat and take it in.
And plus, we're in our 50s, so I mean, we'll already forget some of the bars.
I've forgotten some already. But I like he talked about blacks who were never slaves being upset with whites who were never Nazis. Yeah. Not that I'm pointing at Brian because he was never a Nazi. That'd be awkward if you were a Nazi.
That'd be weird.
You were. But and he says, if you know who's in charge, look at who you're not allowed to criticize. Yep. Man, isn't that the truth?
Yep. Yeah, this so far, right off the bat.
Controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties.
So that's just a good point. People that think they are just the regular people are getting their information from the elite, the rich, who control everything. They're not for the little guys.
Right.
So if you're part of the system, and like Trump said, and I don't want to trigger anybody using that word, but he wanted to drain the swamp, both sides. He wanted to get that stronghold out. So sorry for stopping again.
Controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties. It's a big lie, trying to make you pick sides, trying to make you burn the cities down and kill each other. They got sick minds, big lies, deep on the police so that there's big crime. To take away our freedom, to restore order, they let die. Play with people, turn men into women, make the counterculture mainstream to mix up the system. Change the pronouns, if gender is a spectrum, so is privilege. I know poor white folks and black celebrities with millions.
Poor white folks, but black celebrities worth millions.
Oh, Patrice Cullors, anyone? LeBron James, all these poor woke people. Oh my goodness! And I forgot what I was going to say now, but like the gender thing, and then changing the culture around.
Yep. And
that's the whole system of making what is wrong right and what's making right wrong, and then they try and convince you that you're the fool if you don't believe it.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
The pronouns of gender is a spectrum, so is privilege. I know poor white folks and black celebrities with millions. They starve you with a lack of information and only give you facts through a branded corporation. Distort your worldview with an algorithm that changes based on propaganda curated for your engagement. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. Blue screen's just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep.
Look at the eye looking down from the
sky. I was going to talk about that, the big eye in the sky.
Wow.
I think that's a nod to Jared Potter, I believe. The visuals on this are just on point right now.
That's creepy and good.
The screen's just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep. What do y'all believe? Oh, my sheep. Nothing's what it seems. Hollywood been rotting your brain, controlling your mouth. You say lit, fleek, bet, cap, they trying to dumb you down. They endorse whatever narrative is popular to shout and use minorities in movies for diversity clout. Two sides on the spectrum, but ain't none of them honest. Took the red pill and the blue pill, spit them both in the garbage.
That's important. Red pill, blue pill, neither one of them's honest. But like Brian just said, that's what 45 was talking about. He goes, I'm not here to be red or blue. I'm here to drain the swamp and let's get to the truth.
Right.
Because there's, and this is me and you guys are gonna say, oh, you guys are just, QAnon and you're just right wing.
I don't even know what QAnon is.
I don't know what that is. Like, no, but like you gotta learn to take a step back and look at things and not get pissed off because your party isn't winning. No one wins if we're all losing. But
on that, there used to be the little guy or the average worker or just average Joes. They used to seem that they were the Democrats because the rich people were the Republicans, right? Mm-hmm. But now if I take all of the stuff that I believed in my whole life, it aligns so much more with the people that happen to be Republicans than Democrats. And there is only two sides in our political system. As much as you want to vote libertarian or green or whatever, there's only two sides since I've been alive that have won. It's either Republican or Democrat. So you've got to align with one that's closest. Nothing's going to be 100%. Like we talked about before, we had friends that say, well, I don't believe with everything you say. It's like, we don't agree with everything. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. But you have to vote based on where you align more. That's all. So when you talk to red and blue, that's why all these people that used to be liberals and Democrats, Tulsi Gabbard, anybody who said they got to leave the party.
She said, I'm out.
Sides on the spectrum, but ain't none of them honest. Took the red pill and the blue pill, spit them both in the garbage. Being woke used to mean you understood you're a target, and now it's having two good legs and never taking a step forward. If you agree, it's free speech. Disagree, it's hate speech. Erase it if it came from anywhere except the mainstream. Trump supporters labeled as the racist, but that can't be. Lincoln was Republican, and that's who ended slavery. Science been politicized, it's easy to see. A mask became a symbol of which side you believe. But you'll never cure a sickness till you cure the greed, because the problem with our natural immunity is it's free. Society is
my gosh. See, this is why you can't.
The problem with natural immunity is that it's free.
Big
Pfizer
Pharma
can't make any money off of it.
Can't make money off of that. And I love that part. Just a few bars ago, if it's free, if you say it's free speech, if you disagree with it, it's hate speech.
Yeah, I know.
It's like you can't have it both ways.
And, obviously the people that watch our channel, they know where we're coming from there, and they feel it. And it amazes me that people on the other side don't see it. And I know we're all blind to our own ideology, but it's so obvious these days.
Yeah.
Till you cure the greed, because the problem with our natural immunity is it's free. Society is broken, want you locked inside a cubicle, addicted to pornography, liquor, and pharmaceuticals. Tell you that you're fat and poor and you were never beautiful, then tweet how much they love you when they hear about your funeral. We can't be free. Can't have no.
Dude, you keep stopping.
I know. Like, they talk about you, they pump you full of alcohol and drugs and pharmaceuticals, and then they want to give you your flowers at your funeral. Yeah. And I'm gonna forget the person's name, but when Joe made the talked to the person who had passed away a few months ago, it's like,
that's a Joe thing though.
Yeah,
Joe doesn't know his own name if they didn't write it on his
love you when they hear about your funeral. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. Blue disagrees, just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep. What do y'all believe? My sheeple. Nothing's what it seems. If they can't convince you, they confuse you. They want you dumb and dead. They divided you by race, religion, income, and sex. Made everybody right and left. The hatred got so intense. If the other side likes oxygen, you'll put a bag on your head. And the conspiracy theories labeled as misinformation is just a terrifying truth that scares the hell out the nation. The system.
What do you say?
What part?
Sorry, I gotta go back.
Well, I love the part before you go back. I love the part where he says we're so focused on if they said it's got to be wrong and if I said it's got to be right, and we're always butting heads. But that line there, if the other side says oxygen is bad, you'll put a bag over your head. Because remember when Kamala said, they said, well, you gonna take the vaccine? She goes, if Trump tells me to take it, I'm not taking it. Like, it's the same vaccine.
I know.
Whether Joe tells you to take it or someone else tells you to take it, it's the same vaccine. But she was so setting her heels in the fact that if Trump says take it, I'm not doing it.
I know. They all said that at the beginning.
They left, the hatred got so intense. If the other side likes oxygen, you'll put a bag on your head. And the conspiracy theories labeled as misinformation is just a terrifying truth that scares the hell out the nation. The system treating you like trash and you got rifles to aim with. Just imagine how they'll treat you when your guns get confiscated. George Orwell, 1984 was his last lecture. George called them thought police. Now we call them fact checkers. Governments
We're stopping a lot. I know.
Sorry.
There's a lot here.
Because I'm a big 1984 George Orwell. I read that book a few times. Thought police. And if you haven't read that book, go read it. He called them thought police. Now we're just calling them fact checkers.
Yes.
Wow.
And what was that? What they call it?
What a freaking good line.
What do they call in that book when they changed the language? And George Orwell was talking about this in his book, 1984. If you can change the language.
He wrote it in 1948. He wrote it, too.
He said, if you can change the language of a people, you can change how they think. If you say that men can be women and women can be men, and this isn't really that, and we're just gender affirming.
Well, you know
kids.
what's Orwellian is Wikipedia. So the main character in 1984, his job was to go back and find books, because you had to write back then, and he had to go change those books. So they would take all the books, burn them, or do whatever they did, and then they'd republish them with all the different language. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, we just do it on Wikipedia. You can see it in real time. They change the definitions of things.
Yep.
Right there in real time. That is so Orwellian, and people don't even realize it. They just kind of go about their business. Okay,
well, it's so subtle. It's just a subtle
change.
change.
They change the definition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
And I love the part, I can't remember what he said exactly about having guns. And he says, they're coming at us now. You keep hearing how the FBI are going after people. The pillow guy.
Yeah, I know.
They're harassing that guy. And so
My
what are they
pillow.
going to do is when they take our guns away?
I know.
We don't stand a chance.
Scary.
1984 was his last lecture. George called them thought police. Now we call them fact checkers. Government surveillance trying to catch you. They don't ask questions. Mass incarceration equals capital for cash investors. The system isn't broke, it's working fine. Oppressive and chaotic is how it was designed. They say if we ain't doing nothing wrong, there's nothing to hide. While their agenda and intelligence completely classified. They don't teach you rights in school, you never learn them at all. Cause they're easy to remove if you don't know what they are. The only people you can rule are the criminal ones. So they force you into corners till you're breaking the law. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team. But y'all are sheep. Lucas screws just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep. What do y'all believe? My sheep. Nothing's what it seems.
And you know what? And we could play this video all over again right now and pick out 7 or 10 different points that we didn't talk about just now.
I know. That was so good. The visuals were good, obviously, on it. But I'm going to make my point again, because sometimes we get hit back on this where people say, you guys don't understand. He's not, a Republican or whatever. He's not talking about that. But look at the people who like Tom MacDonald. The people on the left do not like him. The independents, and yes, the Republicans or the people on the right or the conservatives, they like what he has to say. So right there, it just tells you his message isn't offending guys like us.
No.
We understand that it's a system. We understand that Republicans are part of the system. We just fit in a little bit better because we think there's a little bit more hope from humanity on that side at this point.
Right. And if, like Brian always said, if it's our history playing sports growing up or whatever it is, if I'm doing something wrong and I get called out on it, my bad. I'll eat the bullet and be like, oh, you know what? I made a mistake. Thanks for educating me. And I think Tom does that. He goes, whether it's red pill or blue pill, I'm calling them both out.
Right.
And I don't mind that at all.
No.
I got one thing really quick. Whoever did I think it was Nova. If you guys don't know this, Tom commented himself. Thank you, Tom, on our last video, Riot. Mm-hmm. He actually left a comment in the comment section, which was huge for us. But Nova, I know that you did Tom's braids in this video because they were, they were just wound tight and neat and everything. I just noticed that as well.
That's cultural appropriation.
No, they look good. I'm saying she did a great job. I'm sensitive to that. Don't say that. Jeez, that was in the videos leading up to this on Instagram and Facebook, Tom said, I'm going to release one and it's going to irritate people. It's going to piss people off. Trigger people. And he did not fail.
But who does it trigger? It doesn't trigger the independent thinker. It doesn't trigger the libertarian. It doesn't trigger most of the conservatives. In fact, there's conservatives that now review Tom and have him on. I think Michael Knowles had Tom MacDonald on his show.
He calls himself the hip-hop maven.
Yeah. Yes. And there's really nobody... I mean, Michael is sometimes way too right for me, so he's pretty far on the right-hand spectrum of conservatism. Mm-hmm. He likes Tom, so it just kind of shows you where the culture is, and the people who claim to not like Tom or they get triggered, they're not on the right, they're on the left.
Yeah. That was good. Oh, good stuff.
That was good. So now we're going to hit you with this. Since you waited this far, please go out, get a subscription to the Daily Wire and watch Candace's The Greatest Lie Ever Sold. She dug into that BLM that we've been talking about, the organization, not the saying. And then you got to watch, if you haven't watched the Matt Walsh. We did a review of the trailer and it got taken down. So I re-released it, and for some reason, I guess they didn't catch it. They left it up.
And this is all I'm going to say about it real quick. I think today is Tuesday the 18th that we're releasing this.
Okay.
They extended the 40% off promo because they were selling like hotcakes. So I think today is the last day to order that shaving kit for 40% off. You guys, Christmas is about 9 weeks away. Can you believe it? For $33, which I think it is, 40% off. You're saying, well, Cedric, what is that in real dollars? It's about $33. You can get this handsome shaving kit with the shaving lotion, the aftershave balm, the nice weighted razor, the replacement razors in a very handsome case, and your Christmas shopping is done. Whoever that is in your life, that special man in your life, your son, your nephew, whoever it is, or you're a woman, I'm not being gender specific, $33, free shipping, and it's done. But order it today to get that 40% off.
Yeah. All right.
That's it. All right, you guys.
Thanks,
hope you enjoyed that. Anything else you got to say?
Yeah. Stay tuned Thursday because we've got a good show coming up Thursday.
That means he's going to put me on the spot.
Some surprises coming up Thursday.
All right, you guys. Thanks for watching again. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please continue sharing our channel with everyone you know. Until next time, bah, stop being a sheep. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. We'll see you later.
Is that a good sheep noise? His face was white as snow.